All right, welcome back into the Rundown. I'm Scott Bernstein here every week at State Champs, breaking down the most pressing news in high school sports in the state of Indiana. This week, we're going to talk a little basketball recruiting, a few coaching moves, and then a quick football note. All right, let's start off with Drew Lutz over at Penn. The savvy southpaw floor general is headed to the Division I ranks. He is signed with Incarnate Ward, a small Division I program down in Texas. He led Penn to semi-state this past winter, averaged 20 points, 7 assists a game. He's going to play for former Purdue star Carson Cunningham. A couple offers to mention. Nigel Pack over at Lawrence Central just picked up a Butler offer, one of the most underrated point guards in the state last year. He's a sleeper for 2020 Mr. Basketball. And then a front runner for the 2020 Mr. Basketball, Anthony Leo over at Bloomington South, just picked up an Indiana offer. Let's talk about some coaching moves. Over at Warren Central, Christoph Kendrick has been hired to take over the Warriors program, only a year removed from a state title under Chris Byers. Byers left for Franklin Central at the end of the year. Kendrick is coming over from Howe. He was an assistant for Byers at Warren Central a few years back. All right, moving over to Merrillville in the northwest part of the state. Bo Patton, an alum, has been tapped to head the program over there. He was a former point guard for Merrillville in the 2000s. He comes over and takes over a program that he once led, the JV. He is the first African-American coach in the history of Merrillville and is someone that has quite a bright future ahead of himself with sophomore point guard Keon Thompson, one of the most intriguing class of 2021 prospects in the state of Indiana. A couple farewells to mention. Over at Noblesville, Brian McCauley is leaving the bench after 5 years. He came over to Noblesville 5 years ago from Kokomo, where he led Kokomo to a Class 4A state finals berth in 2011. And then let's also say goodbye to Center Grove power forward Justin DeGraff. Had a breakout season in 2019, playing besides the notorious TJD, Mr. Basketball for 2019. They went to semi-state. Justin DeGraff and his family have moved to Michigan. He'll be playing hoops next year in Hudsonville, right outside of Grand Rapids. One final note to talk about on the gridiron, Jaden George, the stat monster of a signal caller at Warren Central, has decided to become a preferred walk-on at Alabama. He threw for 3,000 yards, 42 touchdowns last year, just tore up secondaries across the state. He's the son of former NFL field general Jeff George. He was deciding between preferred walk-on offers at Georgia, Georgia Tech, and Alabama. He decided to go down to Tuscaloosa. I'm Scott Bernstein. I'll see you next week on The Rundown.